Yeah. Mic check 1, 2, you hear me? 144 back again. Run it back. Yeah. It's time to leave the enemy desolate. I'm heaven sent. These niggas just on some extra shit, and I ain't impressed with it. Could you kick that bullshit to the left of me? Hey, look, you can't deny this excellence. I use this mic like weaponry, and I've been seeking more clarity. Right now, I'm ready as I'll ever be, rugged as I ever been. The devil knocking at my door, I'ma let him in. Cause I'm a worthy adversary. Pour them liqueur laced with rosemary. It's time to grind, ain't no time to tarry. Take one of mine, get your soul carried. I got them worried, plus these niggas full of estrogen. They fickle, they false. Got a big ball, so end up in the real issue. Fuck with my brethren, I deal with you. Yeah, look, it's getting real official. Seeing how the bitches can cross you, and how they still twist you. It'll hit you, they peel a tissue. Their mother's weak, my brother's been sent to the deep. So tell me, how can I turn the other cheek while this wicked world trying to smother me? Something gotta shake, I'm gonna cry it out. Time to gird up my loins and ride out. In my soul, I feel devastation. In my eyes, I see desolation. On my door, death is waiting. But I don't wanna see no more desolation. I said I don't wanna see no more. Hey, in my soul I feel devastation. In my eyes I see desolation. Out my door, death is waiting. But I don't wanna see no more desolation. But I don't wanna see no more.
Beat the cops, beat the ops, beat the motherfucking eyes. I'm the one. Why you think that I've been rolling with a Kai? Your little arms is too short to hotbox with God. French's long team strong with them, a gun die would die. Tired of these fake snakes, crooked Nate to oppress Jake. No pressure makes diamonds I won't break on this crooked landscape. We gon' make some shake, so I ain't got time to argue with you fucking reprobates. While these crackers getting richer when we raise the crime rate, and they hunt my people like gorillas and some primates. So we in these streets trying to raise a brother's mind state in every concrete jungle, from Cali to the tri-state. I buried brothers over beef that they couldn't squash. Blood in the streets, brains out like galosh. I trust the cracker when I mix that squash. You listening to real niggas, dog, who can't be bought. Whoa. Why you think I go so hard? Cause this world's fucked up, nigga, I've been scarred. PTSD, brothers can't drop their guard. Every day some bullshit, you gotta weave and bob. It's no facade, so every day I'm on my job. It's time to send these devils to the land of Nod. Cause when I lost my religion, that's when I found God. So when I lost my religion, nigga, I found God.
In my soul, I feel devastation. In my eyes, I see desolation. On my door, death is waiting. But I don't wanna see no more desolation. I said I don't wanna see no more. Hey, in my soul I feel devastation. In my eyes I see desolation. Out my door, death is waiting. But I don't wanna see no more desolation. And I don't wanna see no more.
I've been taking too many days off, now I'm on the move, trying to save y'all. Woke up to the news, it's a blaze, wishing death to fake Jews like I'm Adolf. And I'm screaming more fire, give them more fire. I just gotta pray for more fire. I'm hoping he come with more fire. I ain't cause of y'all, I promise you that y'all won't get no sleep cause of me. When a nigga lick his plate, that's when dogs eat. Find me with my lost sheep, setting fire to the streets as I speak. For whatever man's soul shall he reap. And my people was sold like some fucking rock. What you thought that I would let that slide? Bitch, you owe me, and I want your ass in chains. Cracker, get below me. same to the Arabs, the Africans, Chinese, and Jewish men. Not cause of your skin, but you played a hand in my demise. Got rich off our lives and filled the world with lies. You preyed on the feeble minds, now you gotta pay the price. And you gon' pay with your life because your forefathers gone. Make amends with your sins, it's gon' get worse if you don't. Woe to the wicked who think that this shit is all just a joke. Pray for my bruise up in Cali cause it's up in smoke. Stole our identity, then you kept it all hidden. We didn't deserve the way you was dealing with us so differently. Didn't we have identity? Damn it, that's just a memory. But now we about to double the ante through our
All right, Israel. Like I said, today, Shalom, to the brother, Shalom, to our sisters. Today is the ISUPK Wednesday law class. You know what I'm saying? Out of Arizona. Police officer 50 resign, holding it down today. As you saw by the title, today's class is titled Commit Not Adultery. All right. Why? Because adultery is something that is rampant, you know what I'm saying, in Israel right now. I'm saying not, of course, not in the school, but, you know, as our people, you know what I'm saying, commit adultery every day, you know, basically. We're going to get into it, you know what I'm saying, we're going to bring up, you know, the laws on adultery, you know what I'm saying, and the consequences of it. You know, we're going to talk about how our people are just like, you know, they are deep in it in a sense, you know what I mean? Deep in the sense, you know, they just, you know, we've been so destroyed in this country that we have taken wickedness to be a good thing. You know what I'm saying? As the Bible says, you know, in those days they should call that is good evil and evil good. You know what I'm saying? Paraphrasing, of course. But let's jump into it. Let's get to that first commandment that everybody knows, right? That we all should know by now. You know what I'm saying? We're going to jump right into it. So you go to Exodus chapter 20 and verse 14, right? And this is very clear. You can't, you know, doesn't really need a breakdown for real. When I say this, you know, thou shalt not commit adultery. That is pretty plain and clear. Meaning, what is adultery? And some of you might not know what adultery is according to the Bible, right? So according to the Bible, adultery is when you as a man lay with another man's woman. That's adultery. All right. If you are a woman, you have a husband, you lay with another man, you are an adulteress. It's that plain and simple. You cannot, as a man, lay with another man's woman. You're committing fornication. That is unlawful sex. You're not supposed to, you know, be with another man's woman. That's what adultery is. And then for more clarification, we jump down to verse 17. It says, "Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife." That's plain and clear. You know what I'm saying? You can't. To covet means you are. Today we say somebody's envious, right? That is this. To covet something, to covet someone, to covet what somebody has means you're envious. You want what they have. You saying you can't have covetousness. So you gotta purge that from your soul, from your spirit, right? And when you covet, you know what I'm saying, your neighbor's house, you covet his wife. You covet your neighbor's house, you want everything that man has. You know, you don't just want the house. You might want his car. You get the description, you know what I'm saying? You might say, "Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, or anything that is thy neighbor's." So break it down, you know what I'm saying? You can't covet that man's butler, maid, you know what I'm saying, his cars, his PlayStations, Xboxes, you know what I'm saying? Whatever that man has, you know what I'm saying? That man has $100,000 watch on. You can't covet his $100,000 watch. That's his. You know what I'm saying? But to get to be more specific, you cannot covet that man's woman. That is his possession. End of story. When you go to build another man's woman, you're basically stealing from that man. That's what you're doing. Because that woman belongs to that man. They are married, they're together. You know what I'm saying? So you come and you interrupt another man's marriage. Why? Because she was so beautiful. Just there's lots of beautiful women in the world, man, across Israel. You got 12 tribes to choose from. Right? With that, you know what I'm saying, with 12 tribes to choose from, you can choose from any beautiful woman that you want. I guarantee you'll find another. But you know what I'm saying, some people might not think that's enough, right? Because it just says it right there. Let's get one more thing saying the same exact thing, right? Let's get one more scripture saying the exact same thing. They go to Deuteronomy chapter 5. Matter of fact, I don't want to go there. I'll go there in a second. But let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 18. Once again, this is the 10 Commandments. Once again, you know what I'm saying? So Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 18. Neither shalt thou commit adultery. The Bible is stating to you one more time in Deuteronomy, this time to the Exodus, you shall not commit adultery. Right? And what's some examples of adultery besides you just wanting, you know what I'm saying, your brother's wife, right? Example you can use for adultery, you know what I'm saying, is a woman that is, you know what I'm saying, let's just say these days, sex worker. You know what I'm saying? She makes her living, you know what I'm saying, sleeping with another man, but she has a man at home. You know what I'm saying? She's committing adultery. You know what I'm saying? Most of the women that are sex workers have pimps, right? Don't get it twisted. These pimps sleep with these women that they send out to sleep with other men. Right? You're committing adultery. They're committing adultery. You can't do that. Now I'll jump further down again to verse 21. Neither shalt thou desire thy neighbor's wife. Right. Covet, to desire, you know what I'm saying? These things, you know what I'm saying? When you want your neighbor's wife, you know what I'm saying? You want to sleep with your neighbor's wife, man. Like, there's something very, how can I put it? Leviticus about being with another man's woman. You want to be inside where another man was just at. That's crazy to me. Stop. That's crazy. You should strive, you know what I'm saying, to want your own woman. You know what I'm saying? To realize that woman is beautiful and to move on. You're saying you gain nothing by, you know what I'm saying, committing these acts, right? Not only that, but it has gone very, very rampant. You know what I'm saying, in the country, you know, and it's with our people. Why do I say this? Because, you know what I'm saying, where I live at, like here in Phoenix, right? I stay off of, you know what I'm saying, I stay off of 27th Avenue. Those of you not in Phoenix, you might not know 27th Avenue. Like 27th Avenue, that's the stroll right there. You know what I'm saying? That's where there's no sex workers all across Phoenix, but right there, 27th Ave, they are heavy. You know what I'm saying? That's where they make most of their money. Yeah, that's where that's where they're the most blatant. You know what I'm saying? They're somebody like this, and they're basically not wearing any clothes. You know what I'm saying? I get home, you know. So I might go to the crib after the school. Just saying, go over there. You know, 9 to 10 o'clock at night. I'm saying these women are half naked. You know what I'm saying? They're walking around in bikinis, some kind of fishnets, whatever. Just they're wearing clothes that don't cover up. Why? So why to get men's attention? So a man will pull over to talk with them. You know what I'm saying? Plenty of men will stop their car or slow down traffic to holler at a woman that's walking down the sidewalk because he knows that she's going to, he knows that he can pay for her box. damn near cause a traffic accident because he just wants some bucks. But he knows that he don't have to stay with this woman. He have to pay her $40. You know what I'm saying? And she be on her way. You know what I'm saying? There's something wrong about that. You know what I'm saying? That's not how our daughters are supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? And let me just to show you, right? Let's go to real quick. You know what I'm saying? Joel, right? Joel 3. I'm gonna go there real quick. All right, so Joel 3 in verse 3 reads, "And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink." Now, put this in today's time, right? You know what I'm saying? That girl that's sold for wine, you know what I'm saying? Those things, they eat money off. They eat deliciously off of these women. You know what I'm saying? They buy all kind of liquor. Most of those girls are liquored up, they're drugged up. You know what I'm saying? They sell their bodies for those things. You know what I'm saying? For the drugs, for you know, for the alcohol. A lot of them come from destroyed homes. Destroyed homes is what's made our daughters run to this life, run to that lifestyle, where they let a man, you know, trick them into selling their bodies, as if they give them some type of good alternative, good way to make money. They got them thinking that they're making lots and lots of money. Right? And now people promote this. You know what I'm saying? We see it, you know what I'm saying, in the music. You know what I'm saying? We see it in our music videos and everything in between online. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, you know what I'm saying, the daughters of Israel think that they have nothing to give a man or nothing to offer besides their body. And they'll run to being sex workers for, you know what I'm saying, for the internet. They'll go to Pornhub, you know what I'm saying, to make videos and sell them off there. You know what I'm saying? Back then, before they shut it down, you had Craigslist and Backpage. You know what I'm saying? Don't get it wrong, they still, you know, sell their box through Twitter and Facebook, you know what I'm saying? Whatever else, Telegram, you know, WhatsApp. You know what I'm saying? These women still, and these men still find a way to sell our women children. I mean, not our women children, but to sell our women. And I get started on children, you know, so you know how many our children are sex trafficked. You know what I'm saying? In this country, you know what I'm saying, thousands, you know what I'm saying, are kidnapped and sold to do just those horrible things. And they can happen very quickly. And I'll give you an example, right? I'll give you a quick example of how, you know, quickly, you know what I'm saying, your daughter can be snatched up, how easy it can be. And I used to do security in Tucson for Motel 6. And like one of my last nights, you know, working there, you know what I'm saying, I happened to go outside and I see two grown men. They were natives, native brothers and sisters. Now, two native brothers, right, chasing two native girls. And I see a woman yelling to get them. Now, in my head, I'm thinking, damn, they trying to snatch these girls up. They got something bad planned with them. The woman sees me. Now, she starts walking like real fast, angry towards me. She's like, "Hey, are you a security guard for here?" And I said, "Yeah." So I'm security here. She's like, I just finally found my daughter and her friend, and just couldn't find out my daughter texted saying that she was meeting with a 26-year-old man. Now, of course, you know, the police is called for that kind of situation. They come in heavy. The room that was registered to, that those girls were in, was under an Edomite's name, but for what I can tell, a foreign Edomite, no, some a European from Europe somewhere, and they have been on his trail. How do you know? They know because he gave us ID. What is of course, Eddie have your picture on it. Now, the name that they had was not the name on the ID that he gave, but their pictures matched up. Meaning that this is somebody that they've been looking for, who goes by different aliases in order to lure your daughter into him. He met these girls online, I think it was like Facebook or Twitter, somewhere online, and told them he'll give them a puppy, and he'll buy them all kind of other things if they'll go meet him. So our mother driving up and down Tucson, going to all the hotels looking for her daughter, and finally found them at the Motel 6. And just for the police to tell me at that time that area where the Motel 6 was at, in a couple motels down, were hot spots for child sex trafficking. Hot spots. I'm right there, this kid in the center of it. No clue. But it can be that easy. And mind you, these girls were only 13, 14. It's that easy for us to lose, our daughters to these kind of people. All because what? Because in their naivety, they wanted to go because he offered them a puppy, which he surprisingly had. But it's that easy. Now, just think about that. That was a foreign Edomite, right? Edomite from a different country that made it that easy to take your daughter. Think about the brother that lived on the street from you, how easily he talks your daughter to doing those kind of works for him. So you could damn near say that, that pimps, are witches in a way that, what they say and what they sell to our daughters, alters their mind state. Of course, they're also giving them drugs to definitely, make them even more docile, make them even more, susceptible to these men, to their sayings. Once one of these guys gets you hooked, on those things, it becomes very, very, you start doing whatever he wants. One night he needs you to sleep with, 10 men. That night you're going to sleep with 10 men. One night he needs you to, do 5 men at the same time. That's what's going to happen. Why? Because you've been drugged up, you've fallen for his lies. He'll tell you, oh, baby, I'm sorry, I love you. And then he'll drug you up some more, hit you a couple times, put you back out there on a stroll. They really make it that simple, right? To be in order to take our daughters. Let's get into. Let's back up. Matter of fact, before we head on, let's back up Joel 3:3. Right. We just want to make sure that some of these scriptures are backed up. That these are verses you find all throughout the Bible. There's all manner of verses, scriptures for adultery within the Bible. Our women think that because you get paid for it, that means that's supposed to mean something. You can get paid for a lot of things. Hope you know that. People think oh, she's making her money. What's that supposed to mean? What does the scripture go? What is it? How does scripture go? How is it that you gain the world but you lose your soul? You can gain everything in this world. You can get money, but is that money really worth the price of your spirit, of your conscience? Because a lot of you think that you love what you do, A lot of you know that your parents wouldn't love what you what you do. It's not a good thing of what you do, and you know it. But because you get paid for it, right? You think that it's a good thing. It's never a good thing to sell yourself or to be to be a sex worker. I think that's the political term you got to use these days. I'm saying that the SWs, not stand for, not meaning for social justice warriors, but just sex workers. But let me bring out the scripture, Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 17. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel. Right, and so then, how is this possible? How do you help this not be? How do you make sure that Israel don't have whores of, you don't make our daughters whores? As men, you gotta stop making our daughters whores. You can't have sex with these women and put them away. You know what I'm saying? Once you lay down with a woman, you've made her your wife. Sex is marriage in the Most High's eyes. You know what I'm saying? You're constantly having sex with a woman, you're a whoremonger. You know what I'm saying? That's why you do. You have sex with women, you throw them away. You know what I'm saying? And it ruins these women mentally. It's not good for them. It's not good for you as a brother. Let's get into a couple more examples. You know what I'm saying? I had a brother, you know what I'm saying, ask me, you know, if I wanted to, my rib get better, if I want to make some extra money, basically insinuating if I want to, you know what I'm saying, sell my rib for money to put her to work for him. I'd let him know that, you know, as I'm a priest of prophet, I'm a priest of the Most High. I'm saying that's not something that we do, and he shouldn't be doing that either. But it's disrespectful to come to a man and ask me if he wants to sell his wife. You know what I'm saying? The brashness to ask that kind of question, you know what I'm saying, means that I'm not the first person he's asked that question to. And if he's continue to ask it, if he's continued to ask it, means that he ran into some brothers that he asked that question to, and they said, yeah. And we know, you know, the eventual outcome is that he'll eventually lead that woman away from that brother and get her far away from him so that she only serves him. But that's how they work. They pimps and like real cult members, real cults, they work by isolating you from your families and from your family and friends. You know, to where, you know what I'm saying, you're only about that pimp. Like, so her only mind is to make him money. You know what I'm saying? She got this man that she goes to home at night, but screw him, her pimp needs her to make $200 that night. I don't know how much they make in a night. I'm just giving an example. You know what I'm saying? I know some sell for more, some sell for less. You know what I'm saying? It is, you know what I'm saying? I can't give you the exact number they got to make that night, but let's say they're supposed to make 200 that night. She's not thinking about the happy home she had at home with her husband. One thing on her mind is that her pimp said that she needs to go out there and make $200. And if she makes that $200, he's gonna make sure that she has X amount of dollars for the week, that she has money. You know what I'm saying? If he doesn't have her on the street, he's gonna have her in the strip clubs. Because they will pimp him out to the strip clubs too. And you're gonna sit there, you're gonna shake your tail for some cash, and then go to the back room with somebody. These are the positions that our people are placed in, that our women are placed in. And it's not a good thing at all. It's terrible. We should strive to end such things. You know what I'm saying? That's ISUPK. That's what we work hard and diligently for, is to end that. Because, you know what I'm saying, most times you have to put away sin, you have to put away evil out of Israel. And that's what we work hard to do, to put away, I'm saying, the evil out of our people, so out of our nation. Because that evil is allowed to fester. You get what we have today. You get the OnlyFans. You get the porn hubs. You know what I'm saying? And then you get like the naked pictures or videos that they put up on Twitter and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? This you make our daughters think that such things is acceptable when you have women like Sexy Red talking about like how they knock down this man, knock down that man. First of all, a woman can't knock down a man. You know what I'm saying? Women don't have the equipment to do that. Only man can do that. But they have that mind. They listen to Sexy Red. They listen to Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion. They look to these women who all sell their body. And said not just the clothes they wear online. That's on their videos, but the lyrics that they promote and what they do in their industry. The music industry and the movie industry is known for doing this to get this, right? So if you do this, if you lay with a certain man in the music industry for doing that, what I'm saying, you'll get, you'll get higher pay. You'll get your music streamed more. They'll push you more. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women have come forward and been said that they didn't want to see what a certain man, and all of a sudden they're blacklisted. And said they can't get work no more. A good example. I can't remember her name. I believe she was a sister. I could be wrong, but that Jay-Z song, like for I think it was for Rush Hour, that had Ja Rule on it. I said the woman in that song, the woman that was on that track, she refused to sleep with Jay-Z. Tell me what's the last song you heard by her? What's the last time you heard her on any tracks or dropped an album? She said how bad it is. I can't remember her name. I just remember like since that song, I heard nothing else from her. Except when she did an interview, I think a few years ago, when she talked about how she was blacklisted. She was blackballed because she would not sleep with Jay-Z. Don't even get me started on Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Diddy, it's become such, his stock has dropped so much that he's saying they got Diddy has become a byword now. They still saying no homo. Brothers say no Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Which is why, your reputation matters a lot. If you think that it doesn't, I'll give you an example of how, committing adultery can ruin, you know what I'm saying, your reputation. We'll go to Proverbs, right? We'll go to Proverbs. So Proverbs is trying to get your life straight, you know what I'm saying? The wisdom that are in this book is amazing. So we're going to go to Proverbs. I'm going to go to Proverbs chapter 6 in verse 32. But whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. He that doeth destroyeth his own soul. A wound and a dishonor shall he get, and his reproach shall not be wiped away. So, you know what I'm saying, you sleep with another man's woman, you know what I'm saying, you've ruined your reputation. You're not an honorable man to go sleep with another man's woman. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, we're going to get into in a minute, the crimes of that, right? They saying Diddy's one of them, you know what I'm saying? Jay-Z, the Jay-Z, trying to hold on to his name. But let's take it back, right? Let's take it to a couple other places to where men have ruined their names for being found out about in adultery. I don't know if you've heard of, what's his brother's name? Yahweh Ben Yahweh. He was a he had a fake Israelite group, right? Where he told the people they needed to come underneath him. That he was the way, that he was the son of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? That they should follow him. Like many others, he had his own land, his own compound, as we'll call it for right now. And he, after so many things came out about that, he was arrested. Kind of found out that he was sleeping with every woman, just about every woman that was there. And I say every woman, not just the women that were single, but the women that were married. I'm saying he was sleeping, like I said, not just with the single, he was sleeping with the married women that were there. Women that, that he made, talked his game, made to the women seem like their husbands were small. That they want to get further, that he would have to sleep with him. If some women did it, a lot of women do it, willingly, because he is a man, in that compound, he was a man of prominence, in a sense of stature. That's saying they could if he wanted that woman, she felt like she was chosen because this is the son of God who wants to sleep with me. And that is very disturbing, you know what I'm saying? In a light sense to put it. Very disturbing. It's very nasty. Like I said, that man, whatever honor that man had, he no longer has. We'll keep reading. Verse 34. For jealousy is the rage of a man. Therefore, he would not spare in the day of vengeance. He would not regard any ransom, neither will he rest content, though thou givest many gifts. Listen, there are men out here that if you see with a woman, he's going to unalive you and her. He's going to end your subscription to life. You got the nice subscription plan for life. You decided to risk it by laying with another man's woman. That brother is not going to play that. Right? He's heated, he's hot, he's jealous. And his jealousy has moved him to vengeance and to end you. You know what I'm saying? He didn't click delete on your life subscription. That's what he did. And you might, say, hey man, I'll give you, listen, bro, I'll give you, $5,000, $10,000, you know what I'm saying, as an apology. Listen here, I got a brand new Aston Martin. You can take that. That's not enough. I got a mansion. You can have the keys to the mansion. That's not enough. That's not, you know what I'm saying? A man like that, there's nothing that you can give him to quell his rage. You have stolen from him. You have stolen something very precious as well. And for that, in his mind, to do that, you can only pay in blood. There is no other gift that you can get. That you give a man like that. So Most High, he's warning you of such things. Right? That man's going to want vengeance. He's going to want you dead. And not only that, but let's get to what, let's get real quick, the punishment if you get caught in adultery, right? Which is a very, very important thing. We go. We're going to go to Deuteronomy for those who don't know. So go to Deuteronomy, the 22nd chapter. Yeah, so Deuteronomy, the 22nd chapter, in verse 22. If a man be found lying with a woman married to an husband, right? So if you're a man, you're found, if you are found as a man lying with a man's wife, then shall both of them die, both the man that lay with the woman and the woman. So shalt thou put away evil from Israel. Listen, to lay with another man's woman is punishable by death. Right? Not just the man, but the woman as well. Because if she's laying with you, she's willingly. Now, of course, it's different if you force a woman on a woman. That's different, right? Of course, you know what I'm saying. Then that man should be unalived. But in most cases like this, so just talk about adultery. It's making it very clear that woman is a willing participant, which is why she must go. Because all she would do is let them continue to go. Would say that if a woman sleeps with another man, then nothing will happen. She can do that. This is how you create whoredom in our kingdom, in our nation. And that cannot be allowed to happen. You have to put you away. It'll be taken away from our people. As Most High said, so shalt thou put away evil from among you. So shalt thou put away evil from Israel. Same thing. That's how you make people second guess their decisions on such things. You know what I'm saying? But let me give you another example of why putting away evil, is very, very important on our people. How what can come of it if it's allowed to continue, right? For those who don't know, right, there's a group, right, run by a pastor, but his group is supposed to be an Israelite group. But I believe, I may be wrong. I don't want to say matter of factly, but I think he allows heathens. I think one of the people that say that black folks are Israel, but the heathens can be saved. I believe he's one of those kind of people. I'm assuming because he calls himself a pastor. You know what I'm saying? That give it away. You probably know who I'm talking about. This man, has come out multiple times, and I think just recently in the last few months, it's been brought out how he has slept with other men's women. You know what I mean? And the way he does this is by people of his group, right? When they go to live on his compound in Georgia, if you have anything that you own, you are to give it away, or you're to give it to the group itself. So that way, as he would say, he says that the church owns it, but he owns it. He'll be the only one, or those in his close circle would be the only ones to use them. You have a car, that car is no longer yours; it's his. If you have a house, you sell the house, or you give the house to the compound. So they have another house outside of the compound. The way it works, you go there, you live on the compound, you don't pay rent, you don't have a mortgage or anything like that, but you give him your whole check. So just off that, like, he's found a way to put you directly underneath him. So that way, if you need anything, because you don't have anything, you have to go to him. So then who will your wife start to see as the provider, as the one in charge? She's not gonna look to the man of her own house, right? She's going to look at that man, at that pastor, as the one who, if she needs anything, she should go talk to him. What would this do? You can tell your wife, don't go talk to him alone. I have to be there with you when you go talk to him. He'll tell her that, saying, I'm a man of God. Of course you can't come talk to me alone without your husband. That's what he'll do. And then he'll, like I said, that was a story. I'm not sure if the person that's told it was an Edomite or if he was a brother. Either way, adultery is wrong regardless. You know what I'm saying? It is a sin. You know what I'm saying? You're not to commit adultery, period. Right? Whether even if that person is of another nation, you cannot commit adultery. You cannot go sleep with that very heathen's wife. You know what I'm saying? That is also adultery. Now that is a sin. Right? That woman belongs to somebody else. But what happened is that you and a woman get into an argument, you know what I'm saying? Because you're at some event, you go home, think she's already thinking you guys separate, you go home, think that she beat you there, but you find her walking around with this man at 1 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? And she ain't answering her phone, nowhere to be found. But she shows up with him, and he goes, oh, I'm sorry, but I thought you knew that she was with me for the last few hours. That's sketchy behavior, you ask me, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then for you to go, to kind of smooth it out, and then after to start belittling that man in front of her, in front of the whole congregation. And not just outwardly, but secretly. It is these kind of things that if it's allowed to fester, that happens. Men like that will create actual cults that they're gonna live in a compound somewhere that will separate you from your woman and then sleep with your woman. Man, one of the most blatant was Nature Boy. You know what I'm saying? Those men like allow Nature Boy to sleep with their women. Because Nature Boy at one point said that all the women on the compound belong to him. Literally, you were there on the land, same land with Nature Boy as a man. You just allowed him to sleep with your woman because that's how you felt. Because he was your God. You know what I'm saying? And that's the crazy thing about that. I'm saying that's why certain things got to be put out of. That's why you got to put that kind of evil away. You can't allow that evil to fester. You know what I'm saying? It's a terrible and horrible demon to have on our people. So we're gonna get a few more scriptures on the matter, right? So we're here in the Old Testament. Let's go to Leviticus. Let's go to Leviticus 18. So we just saying, was that Proverbs? You know what I'm saying, where Proverbs 6, where it told you that you become a reproach that can't be wiped away if you lay with another man's woman. And then also that use nothing that can really stop that man from. There's nothing you can do from stop a man that is jealous and enraged of you laying with this woman. Right now, that man only sees blood. That's all his only things on his mind. All he sees is blood. You know what I'm saying? Because you was taking something precious from him. So we go to Leviticus chapter 18 and verse 20. Moreover, thou shalt not lie carnally with thy neighbor's wife to defile thyself with her. You know what I'm saying? You make yourself dirty, you know what I'm saying? Defile yourself and defile her too, to go sleep with a woman that belongs to another man. You know what I'm saying? I don't see you or get. Hold on. Look. If our brothers be. All right. Says I hear, I see what you're saying. Sister Sunshine H says that Shalom. If our brothers are supposed to be our head, yet they are absent as husbands, brothers, and fathers, why be surprised if that is what our sisters and daughters turn to? We are lost because our kings are lost. Uh, uh, Sis, you are right. You know what I'm saying? The men are lost. You know what I'm saying? That's what we in ISPK strive to. That's what we make our mission to do, is to fix our people. You know what I'm saying? To raise our people up from the dust, as to put it, right? One of our captains in school, Captain Zari, like always says that when our men stop loving whores, women will stop being whores. So it takes for the men first to stop doing such things, and then the women will of course follow. So no, you're not wrong that's what our daughters turn to. You know what I'm saying? With the men in the household is not there. And that's a thing too that our enemy has done, is make sure that the man is not in the house. And so that it's easy for those men to come whisper sweet nothings to our daughter's ear, to our wives' ears, and then let them be able to come and destroy our house and make our daughters into these things. So you're not wrong. It does take for the men first. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do in the ISUPK. You know what I'm saying? We are building strong families. You know what I'm saying? Building, strong husbands, strong brothers, you know what I'm saying? Strong fathers. That's what we build here in the school. And, you know what I'm saying? That's what we want our people to follow too. You know what I'm saying? That's what this Bible is for. This Bible is to give our brothers that strength. You know what I'm saying? That correction that's needed. You know what I'm saying? You need brotherhood. You need other men to hold other men accountable. You know what I'm saying? If everything's allowed to be as it is right now, a lot of brothers don't hold brothers accountable. I know a lot of brothers out there say that. Oh, the difference between men and women is that men hold men accountable. Not necessarily. Because how many men do you know that would lie for their friend? You know what I'm saying? How many brothers know a brother will come to you with a bad idea, but you go along with it? Like we all know that doing drugs is wrong. But how many brothers sit in the same house and smoke weed and do crack and do all kind of drugs together? So no, men in the world don't hold men accountable. Here in the ISUPK, we hold our brothers accountable. We hold our sisters accountable too. But most importantly, like you said, for our daughters, wives and daughters and sisters not to fall into that kind of lifestyle, the men must show that we are there. You know what I'm saying? And our sisters too, you know what I'm saying? Our sisters too have to recognize when a man is a strong man. Because a lot of sisters will leave a man that has, what's the word? Boundaries, right? A man that has rules. You know what I'm saying? You want the protection, everything like that, then protection comes with rules that you must follow. And we all follow rules. Not to say that some sisters hear that and they think that, well, I gotta follow rules. I follow rules. You know what I'm saying? All the time. The Most High gave us laws. What do you think laws are? Laws, the law, statutes, and commandments are our rules that we live by. So we all have to follow it. You know what I'm saying? And if you live in a man's household, you have to follow by that man's rules. And that rules aren't there to make you miserable, but they're there for your protection. It's like our people that deny the law, statutes, and commandments, that deny the Bible. Why? Because they want to do what they want to do, not knowing that this book is for our protection. It's in the rules that your husband gives, that your dad gives, is for your protection. So, yeah, Dwight on that sis, you know what I'm saying, made a good point. That is why we are lost. Like I said, but I said, look more to the ISPK. That's what we're building. The men in here are not lost. I can tell you that. All right. So jumping back into it, I'm gonna get through a few more scriptures right on adultery. Let's say we'll take it to, I'm not saying the New Testament. Go to the book of Matthew. Some of you might know where I'm going. Matthew chapter 5 and verse 27. Yes, so this book of Matthew chapter 5 verse 27. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, thou shalt not commit adultery. Right, so you already heard me reading the Old Testament, right? So-called Old Testament, that that you're not to commit adultery. Right? I gave you the physical law, right? Remember, Christ was here. Christ gave you the spirit of the law, right? So Christ gave him like that spirit, what it means to not commit adultery. What does that mean? How do you further, how do you take that further? So how do you commit to that spiritually, right? That's what Christ is about to bring out. Verse 28. But I say unto you that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery with her already in his heart. Saying what? That if you look at this woman, you know that she's married, and you think in your mind that you want to lay with that woman, you've already committed adultery in your heart and in your mind, right? And this where some Christians have these two verses wrong, right? Because they'll read this part, they'll say, "Oh, if you look to lust after a woman, you committed adultery," not knowing what that is. They don't know what adultery is according to the Old Testament. It gives it away. I'm saying verse 27 when it says, "Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time." So what does it say in the Old Testament? What is adultery according to the Old Testament? We know that it is a woman that lieth, with there's a married woman that lie with a man, or a man that lies with a man that lies with a married woman. That is adultery. And so Christ saying, just so that you can get that kind of thought out your head and be spiritual about it, if you look at that woman, knowing that she's married, and you lust after her, you're committing adultery in your heart. You know what I'm saying? Because what's the next step, right? You fantasize about this woman all the time. What do you think you're going to do next? A lot of men out there cannot keep it at just the fantasy in their heads. They're going to want you physically, not just in their thoughts and oh man, this woman, you know what I'm saying, I love her, but she's with somebody else. He can't leave it at that. He's going to want her for himself. He's going to come after her. And the thing about it is that some men are emotional, very emotional. You know what I'm saying? To where they can't, if you can't have her, so he can't have her. Why should you? You know what I'm saying? Not just the truth of things. That's adultery. We're gonna get clarification right here further about but more is adultery, and this is part of this is to cut the church, right? To see how wicked the church is, because the church in the church people commit adultery all the time, and a lot of them don't know because they've been taught and led wrong of what adultery is, especially when it comes to the first two verses I pulled, 27 and 28. We jumped down to verse 32. A lot of Christians commit this adultery all the time. But I say unto you, that whosoever shall put away his wife, saving for the cause of fornication, causeth her to commit adultery. Right. So if you put away your wife for any reason besides fornication, meaning what? She had unlawful sex. She had sex with somebody that was not you. Or, you know what I'm saying, there are some other examples of fornication in Leviticus. But we're not going to that one. This is just specifically saying the fornication of adultery. And she become an adulteress, right? If she has not done that, she has not slept with another man, then you cannot put her away. And why? Because a lot of men do this, put her away just to marry another woman. But the Bible says that a man can't do that. Because he causes her to commit adultery. Why? Because she's going to go be with somebody else. She's going to go find another husband to be with. And and continue on from in 32, whosoever shall marry her, that is divorced, committeth adultery. So as a woman, you get divorced, that's just it. That's it for you. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You gotta be alone for the rest of your life. I'm saying, which is why you should be wise on who you choose as a husband. But that man that marries you after you divorce the husband, you and him both commit adultery. Right? And let's get a little bit more. Let's get a little bit more deep on that too, right? Let's go to Mark. Go to Mark 10. Get a little bit more deep on that, right? This is Mark chapter 10 and verse 11. And he saith unto them, whosoever shall put away his wife and marry another committeth adultery against her. And if a woman put away her husband and be married to another, she committeth adultery. Right. So once again, this is like saying, who shall put away his wife and marry another committed adultery against her. You cause the one that knew him that you were to commit adultery. Why? Because you can't put away a woman for another woman. If you're a man, listen, you want another woman? Just get another woman. Just that simple. As a woman, if you go be with somebody else, it's saying that you're also committing adultery. Listen, a lot of this, can't be put any simpler. Listen, we got a couple more scriptures we're gonna go over. Then that'll be that, right? I don't know how I missed that one. We're gonna go back to Matthew 19th verse, 19th chapter. It's locked. All right, this is Matthew 19 verse 9. And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife, except it be for fornication, and shall marry another, committeth adultery. Whoso marrieth her, which is put away, doth commit adultery. So there you have it. Everybody involved have now sinned in the eyes of the Most High, because adultery is sin, right? Because we have a law that says that you cannot do it. For those who don't know, you go to First John, I believe, that tells you, that sin is the transgression of the law. So it is a law that you cannot commit adultery, and therefore, if you do it, you are sinning. Like I said, these says for our people. We're gonna get one last verse. That will that'll be it for today. Go to Romans 7. All right, so this is Romans chapter 2 and chapter 7, verse 2. For the woman which hath an husband is bound by the law to her husband, so long as he liveth. So there, the Bible is really about you know what I'm saying, it's really about the family, right? Keeping the family together. You know what I'm saying your church is not about that. Your church will allow you to allow you to get divorced. And Moses allowed it because our people were stubborn, basically. But you know what I'm saying? But here the Most High told that, the woman who has the husband is bound by the law to her husband. I mean, when you sit with that man, that is not your husband. By law, you are bound to that man for as long as that man is alive. This means what? It means you go see another man while that man's alive, you are an adulteress. But if the husband be dead, she is loosed from the law of her husband. So once that man passes away, I'm saying she's no longer bound by that man. Of course, that man is no longer among the walking, among the living. You know what I'm saying? So of course, you know what I'm saying, she's by law, he is no longer her because he is no longer around. Makes sense, right? Verse 3. So then if while her husband liveth, she be married to another man, she shall be called an adulteress. But if her husband be dead, she is free from the law, so that she is no adulteress, though she be married to another man. Right. So once your husband passes away, you know what I'm saying, he's no longer among the living, and you go marry another man. Hey, you know what I'm saying? You're that it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? More power to you. You know what I'm saying? Good job. But if that man is alive, you go marry another man, you shall be called an adulteress. That is not my word. That's the Most High's words. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I brought this topic up today. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying, just looking around, you know what I'm saying, the amount of adultery that is rampant, you know what I'm saying, amongst our people, you know what I'm saying, is crazy how, you know what I'm saying, men brag about sleeping with another man's woman. You know what I'm saying, Trey Songz's nickname is Mr. Steal Your Girl. I don't know why you want to be in where I was just in at. You know what I'm saying? It's always been a crazy thought to me. Honestly, like when, you know what I'm saying, brother do things like run train on women, you know what I'm saying, have sex with a woman at the same time. You know what I mean? These are evils that just have to be dealt with and put away. It has to be addressed. Because a lot of your so-called pastors do this. A lot of so-called pastors seat with married women. That's how I found out about a church I used to go to as a kid in Flint. Kind of find out, you know what I'm saying, later on, ran some people that used to go there years later, and that pastor was, the church ended because that pastor got caught sleeping with multiple married women. You know what I'm saying? And these prosperity pastors, you know what I'm saying, forget about it. So they're not just sleeping with boys, but men, and they're sleeping with boys too. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's safe from these prosperity pastors. You know what I'm saying? These pastors are just as bad, if not worse, than pimps in my eyes. Why? Because these men use the words of the most. These men use the Bible to trick these women, to make these women to when these women are at their most vulnerable, right? They're going through something with their husband or in life. They take this time of vulnerability and then take their position as a pastor or somebody who they're supposed to have respect for, and they twist it. And they twist it in such an ugly way to take advantage of her vulnerability, of her time of need, time of trouble, time where you should be giving her advice. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You should be giving her words of wisdom from the Lord. But yet, you take this opportunity to convince her that if she lays with you, everything will be all right. That your man is nothing. You should leave your man. Or your man is nothing, but if you lay with me, I'll make everything better. Or that they'll force you to leave your man to give you to another brother in that church. Like, these things happen. They have happened. And it is very, very, very disgusting. That's why, to my eyes, pastors are worse than pimps. You know what I'm saying? In my eyes, for that reason. Reason being is that they've read this book. You know what I'm saying? And they pervert it in such a malicious way that leads people to distrust anybody else who reads the Bible or who claims to be who claims to do work of the Lord, because men have told her before that they are of the Lord, and they've taken the opportunity to sleep with her or to lure her away from her husband. You are disgusting pieces of filth, is what you are. You know what I'm saying? The Most High, you know what I'm saying, will deal with you when the time comes. All right, so with that is a class. Once again, we got the ISUPK, started at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Hana. If you're in the Phoenix area, we are located at 124-116 North 28th Drive, across the street from Quick Trip. You'll see the ISUPK sign up there with Suite 4. We have class Tuesday through Friday from 7 to 9 p.m. We have Sabbath service from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. So if you're in the area, come check us out. You know what I'm saying? If you're not, you're a little farther away. Listen. If you're in Arizona, you should be here. So I used to drive 2 hours from Tucson to come to class multiple times a week. So you live 20 minutes from the school. You know what I'm saying? You're good to go. You can make it to class. With that, shalom.